Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite items that I got in the last arrival of stuff that I got, and I wanted something to make me less feel bummed out after the review of the Action Sailor. So I'm going on to this fantastic Jeep that G.I. Joe has released. This is, of course, the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 112 in the collection, and this is Clutch with the VAMP, the Multi-Purpose Attack Vehicle. So, before going into what's in the box, we're going to be doing this a bit differently. We're going to go through the history of the vehicle, talking a bit about it, some of the influences. I will then have a look at the figure, talk about that, and then I will review the Jeep, and of course at the end I will tell you if I believe this is a collectible item and is it worth saving and having some mint in box. Quick answer to that is yes. And what are my final thoughts on this vehicle? Now let's get into the history of the vehicle. Now I know I have one of those VAMPs in my private collection, but I wanted to take this box out. So this is from my mint in box collection. This is the G.I. Joe VAMP, who is the Japanese version of it. As you can see, I liked it because I think it was really interesting seeing the differences. So of course you have the drawing on the box is not the original drawing because you do not have Clutch on it, because you have Mutt and you have Weekendo. This was from the 1984 limited edition for Sears, where the VAMP came with the hull, the heavy artillery machine, can't remember the acronym for that, the whole one, but it was a special box set that came out. Of course, what's very funny is that they give you Clutch version 2 on this one, who was sold with the Mark M2. So, of course, like we all know, Hasbro has a bit of financial problems. I guess the VAMP is going to be re-edited in so many different versions. It was the base used for the Cobra Stinger. It was also, I'm guessing, we're going to have the Mark II. We're going to have all the different editions of it. So this original version came out in 1982 with the driver, who's called Steinberg Lance. He was grade E4. Really great figure. There was a kind of very interesting also episode, if we could call it like that, more of related to the comic books, where on the G.I. Joe Special Mission 2, if I'm not mistaken, there was a mission involving him and his Jewish origins with going to hunt Nazis in South America. It was very interesting. Was more likely about a bomber that crashed, and he ended up cooperating with some other people. I think there was Weekendo and Roadblock in this operation with him, and they kind of collaborated with the Mossad. So a really interesting character. Always loved Clutch. Thought he was a great figure. Really underused in the cartoons, but in the comic books, he was really interested. He was always a bit running after Cover Girl with not much success, but he was really a great guy. Loved sports cars. Really a great character. So now enough about the history. Let's dive into this VAMP of 2024. It's shipped around the 15th of March, if I have good memory. So it is a pretty new vehicle. As you can see, there's some really interesting things. I'm not going to be turning around. I'm going to be posting some pictures on the Facebook page and on Instagram. You can go and check it out there if you want to see some more details about the box. But I'm more interested into diving into what we have with it. So, of course, you can see we have Clutch. Of course, this is my mint in box version. And here are the accessories that go with Clutch. Of course, you get the shotgun, a key, you get the pistol, you get the helmet, and you get a second helmet. Now, personally, I think the figure is really interesting. It comes up with a lot of gear, as you can see here. You have a small mag light. You have also some tools, pens, plenty of equipment, some pistol holes, clips for him, the way it's all stripped in, his vest, When I'm looking at his head, he does kind of remind me of Lenny, the guy who is on the G.I. Joe presenting the things. I guess from Hasbro Pulse when he does all those videos. I can't remember who he does it with. Her name will come back to me. Can put it down in the comments just in case. But I mean, really great. I know some people didn't really like the fact that he has tattoos, but I think the tattoos bring out something very interesting. I did some other pictures outside of it. I did a quick shot when I built it up. Frankly, you can go and check it out. The links will be in the description. But as you can see, and mostly a lot of new parts. This is not new. I don't remember seeing the belt on any other figure. The vest is definitely new. Of course, we're going to gear him up. Of course, as I was saying, we had 2 helmets. So, of course, this comes here. And now we were talking about the things about Hasbro not having much money and complaining about it. So we got some rehashed tools because the key here is the same one that you get with CoverGirl, and CoverGirl also has the shotgun. Now, if you want to be a bit nitpicky, I don't understand why they went with the tool in red. I would have preferred to see it in grey, would have made more sense than having something sticking out like this. Now, when I'm looking at the figure, as you can see, the helmet with the loose strap reminds me a lot of the VAMP 2 that came out in 2011. Now in 2011 there was 2 versions. There was one with clutch that I really liked. It looks more like a 4-seater. I would say that it looks more like a Humvee gun truck than really a VAMP like this one that we have here. And what happened, they also released it on the 30th anniversary line with clutch, and then there was the other one who was released with the Stealth Brigade Delta, and the Stealth Brigade Delta had a helmet, and this is why, I guess, it's a bit of an homage to it, you get this helmet. I really like the details on it. I find it really interesting. Gives a bit of a communication vibe as the helmet from Breaker, who came with the VAMP. I really like the idea. I find the mask with the mouth on the side like that looking really great. You can see the red paint on it. So I guess this is an homage that they wanted to do regarding the figure and having these 2 versions of it. So that's going to be mostly the review about the figure. Figure looks great. I think they did a really good job in modernizing this figure. So let's take this box away and review what's the rest of what's in it. So as I have already kind of built it up, I'd quickly take it apart. So this is the VAMP. As you can see, there's a lot of details in it. As you can see, everything here. You also have this who moves. Of course, you can push the window down. You have the steering wheel who is here also. Doesn't turn. There's something who's not too bad. They did some suspensions. You also have the tow cable. It would be a bit of a shame. I think it's a bit of a shame that there's not something to hook it up directly over here, and that you may have to pull it down over here to hook this up over here. But I think it's a bit of a shame that they don't have a different hookwise for it. But you can just strap it in here and then just use the little mechanism to pull this back. Of course, you have the rear mirrors who are interesting. There's some suspensions also on the front wheels. Back wheels also have it. You have some footsteps who are also very interesting. Of course, it is totally looking a lot like the one that came out in 1982, but with a few upgrades in the way of being doing that. So of course this is the vehicle. Now let's get into some of the parts who come with it. Of course you have the little box who's over here. I think this was a machine gun or some kind of stuff like that at the time that goes over here. So you really can see that there's no way that you can mistake the parts on how they go, because you don't have another way to put them in this kind of way. So normally this should open, of course. So not much details done on the engine, but it's cool to have an opening hood, who was not the case on the original one. And afterwards, let's continue. So we have the guns who have changed, that have become 50 cals, that we're starting to see a bit everywhere. This is going to be used very often. I guess this is going to be another thing that they're going to really want to use and gather up as a weapon. Okay, wait a minute. Oops. So this part comes out. Don't know why they did that. So of course there's a way to put these guns back into place. So as you can see, this goes here, and as you see here, this goes over here. So this is it built up. Now you have two little ammo cans for the 50 cal. So what they did is on the manual, I do not have it here, but what they were saying, it seems to go on the vehicle, but in reality it goes over here. You should put them over here and should feed the bullets in here. Let me do this. Now, as you can see, the problem is it kind of moves around and doesn't really give this kind of, how do you say, really neat way of holding it. So what I found is if you push this down here and you slide the bullets a bit underneath here, you can get it to stay in place. So what I did, I'm going to do this, put this in here, block the ammo under here, and should pass it in, feed the belt, machine guns. As you can see, it really gives this kind of nice vibe to it, and they really hold in place. The system to clips it, as you can see, really simple. You should come and clips it in here. But before doing that, you will want to use the fire extinguisher. Now the fire extinguisher comes on the little hook who's here, that you can see, and the only thing you need to do is to clips it in. What you do is you should have it on the black part, or the grey part of it, and should clips it in so it holds really well in place. So now let's put the machine gun in place. Oops. So as you can see, it's really simple. Just clips it in, put it in. As I said, really keep those bullets down because they have a tendency of coming out. Then we also have the jerry cans that were already available with 1 and 2. These come in really simple. You should clips them in, throw them in here, really simple. Of course, you have an axe also wed. Don't understand why they did it, but that also comes on the back. It's some extra tooling that you have and that you should clips on over here. Now, of course, there was some extra accessories. As you can see over here on the original one, you had a shovel, so you should come and you should clips it in. As simple as that. They put also some handlebars over here so that you can do it. It's very simple. Just clips them in like this and move them in. It's really simple, really easy to do. Of course, this comes down afterwards. Is it really worth it? I like the idea of giving a bit of a darker blue on the top as on any wheel car. Now the last parts you have to add are these little lights that should come in easily clips over here. So should remove this for the thing, and you will see the clips pretty easily. There's a little mark here and over here so that you can clips them in and you really hit the mark perfectly for it. Then afterwards on the front one you also have it over here, as simple as this. And oops, and clips it in properly. There we go. You see, really simple. As you can see, the vehicle looks great. I'm going to post many pictures about it so that you'll be able to have a look at it. The figures fit in perfectly also. Let's take our clutch. Where is it now? Oh. Okay, well, I'll be taking another figure to do the demonstration. But as you can see, you can take any kind of figure and you don't really need to bend them too much to be putting them in the vehicle. So you can put them in as simple as that. And the figure fits in really good. So you don't need to bend his legs. You can leave his legs out straight So really something really good looking. So I try to have to course correct this. This is what I was saying about these ammo boxes. This is the only downfall, if you could really say. But the fact of having the ammo boxes and all of this in place like this really gives it a good vibe on this one here. So that's it for this one here. I'm going to be talking now, of course, of the value of the vehicle. Is this a collectible item that I believe that you should pick up? And the answer is yes. Now, sadly, this vehicle is sold out. It was sold on Hasbro Pulse exclusively at $99.99 in the US, and if you wanted to purchase it from Hasbro Europe, you would have to pay $124.99. Now, this vehicle kind of disappeared, was sold out for a while, then reappeared, was available for some ordering. I ordered 3 of them for myself. I was thinking that it was going to be a good vehicle to purchase, but I didn't know that these items would be not restocking. It was not very logic in the way they did it, because they were on pre-order, then they disappeared, they were sold out, then they reappeared, then they re-disappeared, and then they appeared again, and there was a little quantity available when the ferrets went up. I guess if you were a Prime member in the US, you were able to purchase some extra. There was a handful left of them, but surprisingly, this vehicle is sold out. If you go to the US website of Hasbro Pulse, you will see that the vehicle is no longer even appearing on their website. So that's not very good news. So that means if you didn't pick it up, you're going to have to use the secondary market, and the prices have already been going up pretty crazy on this vehicle. I mean, it is really worth the $100. Yes, I think it's really great. For me, there is so much detailing, so much great stuff into this vehicle that really makes it a buy and a collectible item, due to the fact that it's from the original G.I. Joe line from 1982 with the 13 original figures. I mean, yes, this is a collectible item, and it is already a collectible item due to the fact that it's sold out. So my final thoughts about the Jeep. I like it. I think it's really good. You could say, could you have put some light ups? Could you have done maybe more of a steering the wheels or doing all this kind of stuff? And yeah, maybe you could have done it, but I mean, it's simple. It's solid. It really feels really big piece of plastic who's really worth the money for it. I mean, I like it. I find it fantastic. I mean, I guess this is going to be maybe a problem in the future when the springs maybe went out. But come on, this thing is fantastic. Go and check out the pictures I did. This is, for me, it's a 10 out of 10. I mean, there's really, if you wanted to be nitpicky, you could be a bit nitpicky, saying that they could have put some extra equipment with the figure, that they could have done a few little extra stuff. But let's be honest, this vehicle is fantastic. And for me, this is going to be the first time I'm going to be giving this now. It's a 10 out of 10. Hasbro really knocked it out of the park. They did such a fantastic job with this vehicle. I mean, it's so great. You can even turn it around, flip it around all over the place. Nothing falls off. Everything is put in place, holds in nicely. Perfect. So that's going to be it for the review of this vehicle. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please leave a like, share, comment. Tell me if you were able to purchase some. Did multiple purchases? So let me know in the comment section. You want to go and check out the pictures that I did for it. The links will be in the description to go and see my Facebook page or Instagram page, where I did post some of the pictures. I did a photo shoot with Clutch and the retro Weekendo. So I put those two guys, did some quick pictures. I'll be doing even more pictures, because really this is a fantastic vehicle. So that will be it for me. I hope to see you in my next video, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.